I'm gonna try and. There's gotta be a way to center this way. But
Hey guys, what's going on? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in the championship game of the Nasher tournament. Your Capitals Hockey Academy against the Columbus Blue Jackets. We've got West Calusia at center, Magnus on a wing, Blocker on the other wing, flanked by Gordy and Leif at defense. Blue Jackets win the face-off, bring it into the Capital zone. Puck comes around the boards. Blocker centers. Columbus will be able to hold it in. Caps get the puck out of the zone. Battle in the neutral zone. Magnus controls. Brings it across center ice. Blocker takes over. Blocker and Magnus fighting against the boards. Magnus able to bring it into the Blue Jacket zone. Blue Jackets take control. Paxton Polidor in the game at defense. Shuffles it over to Locker. Locker battling on the boards. Blue Jackets gain the Capital zone. Shot blocked. Jackson with the save. Caps up the boards. Paxton Polidor carrying through center ice. Passes up the ice to Magnus. To Colin Dizino controlling the puck into the corner. West Calusia centered. Dizino spins, circles, wraps around. Back to Polidor, back to Dizino. Blue Jackets able to get the puck out of the zone. Now it's a race into the Capital zone, controlled by Anthony Albano. Oh, turnover. Blue Jackets with a shot, goes wide. Battle behind the net. Colin Dizino controls the puck up the boards. Passes up the center to Pax. Lets it go to West Calusia. Gains the Blue Jackets zone. Carries it into the corner. Centering pass. Shot. Save. Colin Dizino with a shot on goal. Anthony Albano holds the puck in the zone. Now turns it over. West Calusia grabs the puck. One-on-one. Shot. Score! West Calusia. Heat Wave himself gets the party started. 1-0 Capitals Hockey Academy.
Good finish, Wes! Good finish!
Way to go, bud!
Two previous games against these teams have been fairly competitive. Caps Hockey Academy has taken both of them. We're going to have Colin Dizino at center, flanked by Joshua Dixon. Gordy Strickler and Leif Aguilar on defense. Alex Tam at the left wing. Puck goes into the Capital zone. Controlled by Josh Dixon. Up to Colin Dizino, who crosses center ice. He's got Tam in the center. Nice pass to Tam out in front. Battle for the puck in the corner, controlled by Colin Dizino. Shifts sides. Tam goes to battle in the corner. Brings it around the back of the net. Blue Jackets control. Up the side, they're able to exit the zone. Gordy and Leif racing back for the puck. They control. Leif Aguilar right up the center to Colin Dizino. Into the Blue Jacket zone. And that's going to go for racing. Set up for a face-off in the Capital zone. Shot on goal, saved by Jackson, pushed wide. Gavin George fighting for the puck. Paxton Polidor with speed, bringing it up center ice. Bobbing and weaving, gains the zone. Shot on goal, blocker save, kicked wide. Polidor gets his rebound into the corner. This is going to be controlled by West Calusia. West Calusia back to Paxton Polidor, back to Calusia. Little give and go action. Blue Jackets control the puck up the left boards. West Calusia hustling back on the back check to grab that. Polidor is going to control the puck behind the net, wrap it around wide, up to Gavin George along the boards, who gives it back to Polidor. Just a missed pass there. There we have Anthony Albano up to Donovan Schreiner. Gains the Blue Jackets zone, one-on-one. Kicked wide. Donovan down into the corner. Shuffles it to the middle. Paxton Polidor on defense. Holds the zone. Goes in on goal. Shot. Save. Out in front for the rebound. Big juicy rebound for Colin Disano, who shoots it. Blocker save by the goalie. Disano has the puck back behind the net right now. Donovan Schreiner in front of the net. Disano up to Paxton Polidor. Comes in. Blocker save. To the right. Anthony Albano shuffles it down into the corner. Donovan Schreiner controls, centers, nobody home. Back to Anthony Albano. He's going to gain the zone, takes a shot on goal. It's blocked. Columbus controls the puck. They're going to get the puck out of the zone, cross center ice. Paxton Polidor on D, flanked by Anthony Albano. Colin Disano on the back check. Polidor is going to control it down in the Capital zone. Takes a tumble, centering pass out in front of goal. Luckily, nobody home. That was dangerous. Now we have Magnus, the speedster. Oh, takes a shot as the puck goes into the Blue Jacket zone. Wrapped around the boards. Albano is going to go over and stop it. Nope. It's able to escape the zone. Here we have 18, Gordy Strickler. D-to-D pass to Wes Locker. Puck in the neutral zone. Up the right boards. There will be no icing on this. Touched by a Blue Jackets player. They control. Go around the back of the net. Up the right side. Here we have Colin Disano fighting for the puck along the boards. He controls momentarily. Now there's a puck battle. Shifts right out past Leif Aguilar. We'll have delayed offsides here. Blue Jackets control. Blue Jackets centered up the right boards. Now we have a whistle. Caps are going to take a moment to change it up. We have a high stick. It's going to come back to the blue line for a face-off. We have Wes Colosia. Oh, never mind. They're going to move it down into the Capital zone. Wes Colosia at center. He's going to be flanked by Alex Tam and Joshua Dixon. Gordy Strickler. And Leif Aguilar on defense. Josh Dixon, almost with a turnover. Controls the puck at center ice. Battle for the puck in the neutral zone. Back and forth for a moment. Tam up to Wes Colosia. Gains the zone with a pretty move. Josh Dixon has the puck along the boards. Controls the puck. Fires a shot on goal. It goes wide. Wes Colosia is going to gain the puck down below the baseline. Centers it. Beautiful centering pass to Josh Dixon. Shot. Blocker save. Save again on the follow-up. Caps are aggressive to start this game. Offensive zone face-off upcoming. Capitals changing it up again. We're going to have Paxton Polidor and Anthony Albano on defense. Alex Tam and Joshua Dixon are your wings, and Colin Disano is your center. Columbus wins the face-off around the back of the net and up the far boards. Held in by Anthony Albano, who shuffles it back down in the corner. Josh Dixon grabs the puck. He's looking to center, passes up along the boards. Back to Disano, backhand shot, and on goal, save, and frozen by the goalie. Getting a little chippy down there. We expected this from Columbus in the last game. They got a little bit chippy towards the end. We should see a very entertaining game today. Offensive zone face-off again. Colin Disano controls the puck. Down into the corner, looking to center. He's going to take it around the back of the net. He's got people in front. Chip score! Colin Disano lifts the puck high over the goalie. Caps Hockey Academy up 2-0. We're about halfway through the first period right now. Wes Colosia at center, Gavin George at the right wing, Donovan Schreiner at left wing. We've got Gordy Strickler and Leif Aguilar on defense with this line. Offsides call. Colusia shuffles it forward. Columbus controls. Goal out of the zone. Donovan Schreiner along the outside. He fights. He wins the puck. Pushes it across center ice. Goes back to Leif Aguilar, who's bringing it up. Gavin George is going to gather that loose puck and shuffle it up along the boards. Columbus has it. Now we're battling along the far boards. Nice pass over to Gordy Strickler, up to West Colusia, into the Blue Jackets zone. They're going to control and take it around the net. Donovan Schreiner chasing into the corner. Up the boards, Gavin George hits it back into the center. Columbus will control. They'll exit the zone. Far pass, broken up by Gordy Strickler. Sends it back further into the neutral zone. Leif Aguilar steps up. Gordy Strickler controls the puck, shuffles it up to West Colusia, back to Gordy Strickler. Columbus chasing the puck into the Capital zone. Leif Aguilar with a nice hustle play. Puck shuffles out in front of the Capital's net to the far boards. Gavin George punches it up the boards. Columbus knocks it back down into the corner. Leif Aguilar fighting behind the net. Shuffles it around. Columbus intercepts. Colin Dizino fights. Puck squirts to center. Gordy Strickler on the puck. Shuffles it up to the far boards. Not out of the zone. Blue Jackets keep it in. Back to Gordy. Playing a little bit of ping pong here. Finally get the puck up to Gavin George. He's going to go far side to West Colusia. That pass is broken up. Colin Dizino controls in the neutral zone. Colin's going to carry it into the Blue Jacket zone. Send it down into the corner. Caps are going to take this moment and get West Colusia off and get a quick change. Blue Jackets control to the corner. Stuck in the corner. Comes to center. Paxton Polidor intercepts. Brings it in on goal. Shot. Missed. Gordy Strickler hustles over. Dumps it back down into the corner. Columbus is going to control behind the net. Battle between Colin Dizino and the Blue Jackets behind the net. Colin Dizino controls. Puck battle behind the net. Wesley Locker over to engage. Blue Jackets control. They're going to be able to get out of the zone. Anthony Albano and Paxton Polidor on defense. Blue Jackets gain the zone. Locker fighting down into the corner. Wesley Locker controls around the net. Shuffles it up to Colin Dizino. Nice little move to get around his man. Paxton Polidor takes it, carries the offensive zone, goes right around his man behind the net. Dizino sets up in front. Centering pass just missed, and the Blue Jackets will get the puck. Shuffling up the boards and out of the zone all the way down. There's a race for the puck. Wesley Colusia going down in the corner, and we're going to have icing and bring it back into the Blue Jackets zone. 3:34 left in the first period. 2-0. Capitals Hockey Academy over the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. We're going to have West Colusia at center, flanked by Josh Dixon, and I think Alex Tam with Paxton Polidor and Anthony Albano back on defense. Face-off one to Pax, fires a shot on goal, right into the chest of the goalie. Rebound gathered by Josh Dixon. He's looking to send it up the boards to Pax Polidor, intercepted by Columbus. They're going to get out of the zone, race through the neutral zone. Anthony Albano stuck in a 2-on-1. West Colusia back checks. Pass sneaks through. Jackson goes down. Alex Tam controls with speed up the left boards, gains the zone. He's got a 3-on-1 break. Tam shoots right into the goalie. Rebound is there, but Columbus controls. And we're going to get a whistle and stoppage of play. Penalty on Columbus. For slashing. So the Caps will go on the power play for 1:30 with 3:03 left in the first period. Face-off coming into the Blue Jacket zone. Colin Dizino at center, flanked by Josh Dixon and Alex Tam, Gordy Strickler, and Leif Aguilar at D. Face-off won by the Blue Jackets. Back to Leif Aguilar, D-to-D pass to Gordy Strickler. Fires a shot on goal. It is saved, and we'll do another face-off. Dizino at center. Columbus controls the face-off, sends it back through the zone and into the Capital zone. Gordy Strickler hustling back, controls the puck, bringing it up the boards at speed. Passes it off to Colin Dizino, who weaves to the center, gains the Blue Jacket zone with speed. Some fancy stick play from Dizino, back up to Dixon. Dixon, aggressive, D-to-D pass, over to Leif Aguilar, shot just wide. Up the boards, Gordy Strickler able to hold it in. Columbus controls the puck, shuffles it down into the Capital zone, but this is going to be icing and brought back. 44 seconds left on the power play. 2:17 left in the period. Caps Hockey Academy with a 2-0 advantage over the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. Got a line change. Wes Colusia at center. He's going to be flanked by Magnus himself, as well as Locker at left wing, Paxton Polidor, and Anthony Albano in on defense. Colusia wins the faceoff, backs to Polidor. Polidor shoots in on goal. It goes wide. Locker chases into the corner to fight. Blue Jackets player goes down. They control. They're going to be able to exit the zone. We have one Blue Jackets player surrounded by all 5 Capital Hockey Academy players. And we're going to get a tripping call, which is highly questionable, but the refs rule. Pax Polidor going to go to the bench for the Caps. We're going to have even strength at 4-on-4 for 22 seconds, and then the Blue Jackets will be on the power play for just over a minute. Faceoff will come down into the Capital zone on special teams here. We have Wes Colusia at center. We have Joshua Dixon on a wing. And we have Leif Aguilar and Alex Tam on the ice. Magnus skates off. Blue Jackets control the face-off, exits the zone. Wes Colusia giving chase. Columbus controls. Up the boards. Into the neutral zone. Josh Dixon with a great stick. He's going to be one-on-one with a goal. Shot, score! Josh Dixon with the even strength 4-on-4 goal. And the Capitals Hockey Academy takes a 3-0 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. 3 seconds left at 4-on-4 even strength, and then Columbus will go on the power play for 1 minute and 8 seconds. Face off at center ice. Wes Colusia, flanked by Leif Aguilar, Josh Dixon, Alex Tam back on the defensive end. Controlled by the Capitals, Wes Colusia gains the zone. Blue Jackets now at full strength. It's a power play for the next 58 seconds. Josh Dixon controls, fires a shot, it's blocked. Leif Aguilar holds the puck in the zone. Capitals being aggressive while shorthanded. Leif Aguilar back up to Josh Dixon. Josh Dixon controls, back to Leif Aguilar. They're playing a game of keep away right here. Turnover to Columbus. Alex Tam racing. Columbus will control. Shot on goal. Pushed wide by Jackson Ortiz. Oh, and we are going to get an absolute roughing penalty on Columbus here. As we mentioned, based on the way Columbus played in the last game, we expected them to be a little bit chippy in this game. We're seeing evidence of that early in the first period. Columbus back in the box. We're going to be even strength 4-on-4 for 30 seconds. The Capitals will have a power play for 1 minute after that. 55 seconds left in the first period. Caps Hockey Academy with a 3-0 lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. 4 on the ice for the Capitals are Colin Dizano at center, flanked by Magnus, Gordy Strickler, and Leif Aguilar. Dizano wins the faceoff, back to Aguilar. Aguilar to Strickler at the top. Fires a shot on goal, blocker saved wide. Magnus chases to the boards. Magnus in the corner with Dizano in front. Magnus behind the net. Dizano set up in front. Magnus tries to center. Goes back to Gordy Strickler, shot. Glove save. Great save by the Blue Jackets goalie there. Dizano controls the puck out in front, loses the puck. Blue Jackets control. They're going to exit the zone. Strickler stops it, sends it back for Magnus. Magnus controls. He gains the zone down into the corner. Being pressured by the Blue Jackets. Magnus with the puck in the corner. Brings it out in front. He's going to take a shot. 5-hole score. Magnus. With a power play goal for the Caps Hockey Academy, a 4-0 lead in the first period with 11.8 seconds left. On the ice for the Capitals now, Colin Dizano at center. Magnus on the right wing. West Calusia playing left wing, Anthony Albano and Paxton Polidor on defense. Capitals, or the Blue Jackets gain the zone. Shot fired, pushed wide off the stick of Jackson Ortiz. Capitals battling down in the corner. That's going to be the end of the first period with the Caps Hockey Academy leading the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club 4-0. All right, we're about to get rolling with the second period here. Caps and Blue Jackets taking the ice. At the start of the second, it is 4-0, Caps Hockey Academy. West Calusia started the scoring for the Capitals Hockey Academy. I had a conversation with Wes before the game. I asked him, what is it about hockey that kind of brings out the dog in him? Wes stared at me, asked who I was, and walked away calmly. It was an interesting interaction. And, you know, if I can say, tell me you're a badass without telling me you're a badass, that summarizes that interaction. Here on the ice, we're going to have Donovan Schreiner at left wing, Gavin George at right wing. West Calusia Heatwave himself is going to be our center. Anthony Albano and Paxton Polidor are on defense as we get started in the second period. Both teams at full strength. Caps were able to add their fourth on a power play goal after a roughing call from the Columbus Blue Jackets towards the end of the first period. Blue Jackets control the puck. Up the boards, Donovan Schreiner fighting along the boards. Puck stays in the neutral zone, controlled by Columbus. Pass to the far boards, Gavin George knocks the puck into the Blue Jacket zone, but they control. D-to-D pass, Donovan Schreiner in on goal. West Calusia in. Capitals fighting in front of the goal. Columbus is able to get it out of the zone. Caps have to regroup. Paxton Polidor controls, shuffles it over to Gavin George. Gavin George up the boards.
Whoa! Come on, ref! 10's going for body.
And we have some checking at the 10U level. Puck goes in the neutral zone, controlled by Caps Hockey Academy. Paxton Polidor over West Calusia up to Gavin George. And we're going to get an offsides call on the Capitals. Caps changing. We're going to have Colin Dizano at center. Alex Tam is going to be at left wing. Joshua Dixon at right wing. And then we've got Gordy Strickler and Leif Aguilar at defense. Colin Dizano taking the face-off. Blue Jackets control. There's a battle for the puck in the neutral zone. Shuffled into the Blue Jackets zone by the Capitals. Blue Jackets control. D-to-D pass. Shifting the sides of the ice. Aguilar misses on the pack. Strickler chasing the puck into the Capitals zone. He controls around the net. Up the far boards. Gordy Strickler with speed up the boards. He has Colin Dizano and Alex Tam to his left. Pass up the center, intercepted. Blue Jackets control for a moment. Now they gain the zone again. Josh Dixon playing defense. Gordy Strickler on the back check. Shot into the middle. Rebound comes out. Shot high over the goal. Bounces around to the far boards where it's controlled by the Caps Hockey Academy up to Colin Dizano going through the neutral zone. He's flanked by Alex Tam. Shuffle pass over the Tam. Pushed wide off the stick of the Blue Jackets goaltender. Shuffled up the boards and held in by West Calusia down into the corner. He's got Colin Dizano out front. Alex Tam in as well. Puck along the near boards. Controlled by Colin Dizano in the Blue Jacket zone. He's going to have an opportunity for a shot on goal. Shoots. Juicy rebound out in front, but the Caps can't take advantage. Bounces to Pax Polidor. He fires a shot. It's blocked. Battle for the board, or battle for the puck along the boards. Colin Dizano. 2-on-1 against the Blue Jackets down in the corner. He controls, brings the puck around behind the net. Blue Jackets take control. Shuffled up the ice, but intercepted by West Calusia, who's going to bring it out in front from the point. Takes a shot squarely on goal, saved by the Blue Jackets goalie. On the ice for the Capitals, we have Wes Colusi at center. He's flanked by Magnus, number 1 himself, and Locker, number 88. Anthony Albano's number 2, and Paxton Polidor is 87 on defense. Wes Colusi controls the faceoff. Back to Paxton Polidor. It's going to be out of the zone. Columbus momentarily threatens. Polidor controls, splits the defense, gains the Blue Jackets zone along the ice, centers it. Nobody home for the Capitals. The Blue Jackets get it, and they're going to send it all the way back down. It's going to go in for icing. So we'll bring it back down to the other end of the ice for a face-off in the Blue Jackets zone. Colin Dizano at center, Anthony Albano and Paxton Polidor on defense, Donovan Schreiner's at left wing, Gavin George at right wing. Anthony Albano controls the puck, sends it along the far boards. Columbus is going to get this. They're going to send it into the neutral zone. Paxton Polidor over to control the puck, down into the Capital zone. He bobs and weaves around. Blue Jackets send it down along the boards. They're going to come in. They have a shot. Goal saved by Jackson Ortiz. Oh. Bringing up the ice, there's a missed tripping call. Gavin George controls in the neutral zone over to Donovan Schreiner. Gavin George collects the turnover along the far board, shuffles it down in the corner. It's controlled by Columbus. Columbus able to exit the zone. Anthony Albano is going to chase the puck. He's going to control in the Capitals zone. He's going to wrap around the goal. Brings it around the corner, up to Donovan Schreiner. Donovan Schreiner back to center with Gavin George. Paxton Polidor knocks the puck in the neutral zone, but Columbus will take control. Donovan Schreiner shuffles the puck down into the Blue Jacket zone. They quickly control and send it back to neutral ice. Paxton Polidor battling for the puck along the boards. Gavin George now with it. Right in front of the Blue Jackets bench. Colin Dizano now on the ice, controls the puck. He's going to gain the Blue Jacket zone. Donovan Schreiner flanking, heading towards goal. Dizano with a circle around, sends it in front. Donovan Schreiner and Wes Colusi fighting for the puck. Wes Colusi is going to get a shot on goal. Blocker saved by the Blue Jackets goalie. They collect the rebound. And the Blue Jackets breaking across into neutral ice. Leif Aguilar is able to control the puck, dump it down out of danger into the Capitals zone. Anthony Albano wraps it around to the boards. Donovan Schreiner, who goes up the center to Wes Colusi. Colin Dizano controls, flanked by Wes Colusi. Colin Dizano, toe drag, shot, save, rebound. Wes Colusi, shot, save. Gordy Strickler in. He rips a shot on goal. It is deflected by a Blue Jacket and into the goal for a Capitals score. 5-0. Capitals Hockey Academy over the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. Gordy Strickler on the goal with that one. Gordy Strickler, interestingly enough, one of 37 children. I asked Gordy before the game, Gordy, how do you survive out there on the ice? And he simply told me, when you're one of 37 children, if you want to eat, you got to fight. So he brings the fight to the ice. He gets a goal, and the Caps take a 5-goal advantage. Blue Jackets win the face-off. Alex Tam chases into the Blue Jackets zone, up along the near boards. Blue Jackets gain the Capitals zone. Gordy Strickler controls the puck behind the net, up the boards to Wes Colusi. Wes Colusi flanked by Alex Tam and Josh Dixon. Pass to the center. Into the neutral zone, Columbus controls. Attempted a toe drag, picked off by Gordy Strickler again. Now we're going to get a penalty on Columbus again. They're going back to the box. But for now, Gordy Strickler with speed. Up the ice, gaining the zone. Shot, pass wide to Wes Colusi. He takes a shot. Blocker saved by the goalie. Back out in front. Shot on goal. We have a save, and we have a frozen puck. Lots of action in front of the Blue Jackets goal. Capitals are going to go back on the power play here. 7:19 left in the second period. A high stick call on number 87 from the Blue Jackets. Face off in the Blue Jackets zone. Colin Dizano at center. Wesley, Locker O'Loughlin at left wing. Magnus, number 1, the speedster at right wing. Anthony Albano and Paxton Pallador are on defense. Colandizano wins the faceoff. Columbus aggressively pushes the puck all the way down the ice. Caps we're going to get an icing call. We'll bring it back into the Blue Jackets zone. 7:11 left in the second period, 5-0. Caps Hockey Academy leading Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. Same set on the ice for the Capitals. Colandizano at center. Wins the puck. Back to Magnus. Takes a shot on goal. Deflected into the... Oh, and they're going to wave it off. They're going to say it was played off of a high stick. For now, they've put the score on the board.
Is it crossbar or is it
Scoreboard is showing 6-0, but the referee gave the high stick signal on the deflection, bringing the puck back down into the Capital zone. I suspect they'll correct that. 7:06 left in the second period. Referee talking to the scorekeeper. They're not. So for now, the scoreboard reads 6-0. Puck battle in the corner for Capitals. Colandizano controls. He's going to bring it up the near boards. Exits the zone. Up to Wesley Locker. Controls it over center ice. He gains the Capital or the Blue Jackets zone. Battle for the puck along the near boards. Back up to Paxton Pallador. Pallador's going to take a shot from point. Goes high over the goal. Down in the corner. Blue Jackets control up. Anthony Albano able to hold it in the zone. He takes a shot on goal. It goes wide. Wesley Locker fighting for the puck behind the net. Goes into the corner. Shuffled up the center ice. Held in by Colandizano. Takes a step. Takes a shot. It goes wide after a deflection off a Blue Jackets player. Puck is behind the net right now. Shuffled into the far corner. Paxton Pallador pinches up. Stops the puck momentarily. Puck gets by Magnus. Paxton Pallador controls. Stop. Shot deflected off a Blue Jackets player right in front of the goal. Blue Jackets control the puck. They're going to get out of the zone here. They control across center ice. Anthony Albano on defense. Magnus chasing back. Get a shot on goal. Save Jackson Ortiz. The score has been corrected to 5-0. Again, that was a high stick deflection by Wesley Locker Laughlin that was temporarily responsible for the Capitals' 6th goal. Score is now 5-0. Capitals Hockey Academy with 5:52 left in the second period. Face-off coming into the Capital zone. Wes Calusi at center. He's going to be flanked by Donovan Schreiner. And we're going to have Leif Aguilar on defense, as well as Gordy Strickler. Gavin George is our right wing. Wesley Calusi controls the puck around the net. Out in front. Takes a shot on goal. Deflected in front. Donovan fights for the goal in front. Wes Calusi steps up. He misses. Leif Aguilar steps up. He takes a shot right into the chest of a Blue Jackets player. Another shot on goal. Shot score. Wes Calusi. Caps Hockey Academy will take a 6-0 lead, peppering the Blue Jackets goalie with shots today. Caps are coming out extremely aggressive, putting lots of pressure on the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club. They take a 6-0 advantage with 5:28 left in the second period. Puck comes to center ice, brings the zone face-off. Extra player on the ice for the Caps. Donovan Schreiner skating off quickly. Colandizano at center, flanked by Josh Dixon and Alex Tam. We have Leif Aguilar and Gordy Strickler on defense. Leif Aguilar controls the puck, gains the zone, tries to center for Colandizano just in front of him. Alex Tam uses a shot on goal, blocker save. Tam collects his rebound momentarily. Now the Blue Jackets control for a second. Alex Tam and Colandizano fighting for the puck along the far boards. The Blue Jackets control, bring it in the neutral zone. Pass it into the Capital zone. Leif Aguilar racing down into the corner. Gordy Strickler is going to control the puck into the far corner, up to Josh Dixon. Josh Dixon up to Alex Tam. Back to Colandizano, crosses center ice. He's going to gain the zone, 2-on-1. Shot, score! Collins Disno making the Blue Jackets defense dizzy on this day with the smooth stick handling. Goes top shelf and pockets it. Caps Hockey Academy is going to go up 7-0 with 4:39 to play in the second period. On the ice for the Caps Hockey Academy now, we have Wes Calusia at center, Wesley Laughlin and Magnus flank him on the wings, Laughlin at left wing, Magnus at right wing. Anthony Albano and Paxton Palador are our defensive pair on the ice right now. Columbus controls the puck. They're going to gain the Capitals zone, but Anthony Albano puts a quick stop to that, shuffles the puck up to Wesley Laughlin. Still battling in the neutral zone, controlled by Anthony Albano, who gains the zone, but we're going to get a call for offsides on Wes Calusia. Score is 7-0, despite the fact that the scoreboard shows 6-0 due to tournament rules. If the Blue Jackets were to score and add one, they keep it to a 6-goal differential, and that's where you would see the number 7 added to the scoreboard. Blue Jackets through the neutral zone, stopped by Anthony Albano. Good defensive play there. There's a whistle. And they're going to get an offsides on Columbus. Into a face-off. Magnus and Locker are our wings. Wes Calusia at center. Anthony Albano and Pax Palador. Capitals control the face-off. Albano through the neutral zone with Magnus and Locker to his left. Gains the zone. Anthony in on goal. Shuffles it. His pass is blocked. Squirts out to the center. Locker steps up. Locker's going to fight for the puck along the boards. Sends it down into the corner and around behind the Blue Jackets goal. Albano fights for it down in the corner. Paxton Palador goes up. Aggressively pursues the puck. And I think we're going to get a call for checking here. Paxton Palador back to the penalty box, I believe, for the second time today. Blue Jackets Hockey Club are going to go on the power play for a minute 30. 3:36 left in the second period. Capitals Hockey Academy up by a score of 7-0. On the ice for the Capitals, Colin Disno at center, Gavin George, Leif Aguilar, and Gordy Strickler. Jackson Ortiz in goal. Man advantage for the next minute 30 for the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club, looking to claw their way back into this thing. Columbus controls the face-off, shot blocked, still down low in a dangerous area, shot on goal, out in front of Jackson Ortiz, scramble for the puck in front of goal, frozen by Jackson Ortiz, keeping the puck out of the goal, and the shoot cleans the Caps Hockey Academy. Face-off will come to the right of Jackson Ortiz, Colin Disno at center. Face-off controlled momentarily by Disno, who sends it up towards the blue line, but held in by Columbus. Leif Aguilar controls, exits the zone for the Capitals. Columbus controls the puck. They're going to regroup and re-attack. Pass up the far boards to the center, intercepted by Gavin George, who sends it to the near boards. Colin Disno controls, gains the zone temporarily before it's sent out. Up past Gavin George and squirts in the direction of Jackson Ortiz, who pushes it wide. Leif Aguilar controls around the boards. Ping-pongs off of Disno. Disno up to Gavin George, who had a momentary breakaway. Just behind him, he gains the offensive zone. Along the far boards, dumps the puck into the corner. George continues to battle for it, comes up the near boards, squirts right past Leif Aguilar. Gordy Strickler knocks it back to Aguilar, who goes to the center to Wes Calusia, leaves the puck just behind the blue line. Columbus takes it over. They're going to gain the zone. Goes along the near boards, shot towards Jackson Ortiz, harmlessly wide. Squirts up the boards, the Columbus collision on the far boards. Calusia pursues the puck. Aguilar down in the corner. Now the puck squirts behind the net. Shot. Blocker save by Jackson Ortiz. And we're going to get a call. We have Gordy Strickler going to the box, I think, for a cross check. Columbus is going to go on the man advantage again. For a minute 30, 2 minutes and 3 seconds remain in the second period. Strickler in the box for a minute 30. Conferences at both benches momentarily. On the ice currently for the Capitals, Paxton Polidor, number 87, Josh Dixon, number 82, Colin Izano, number 19, and Anthony Albano, number 2, talking with Jackson Ortiz. Ortiz has played stellar in this game today. He's been up to the challenge when asked of him. So far, keeping a clean sheet. Continued discussion over the Capitals bench. Now we have Donovan Schreiner also going in the box. So the Caps will be at a two-man disadvantage. I'm sure what that second call was. Caps control the face-off. Paxton Polidor over to the near boards. He's able to exit the zone. On the ice for the Capitals, we have Paxton Polidor, Anthony Albano, and Josh Dixon. 5-on-3 advantage for Columbus for the next minute 17. 1 minute 48 left to go in the second period. Capitals Hockey Academy with 7-0 advantage over the Blue Jackets. Shot wide, deflected behind the net. Blue Jackets control. Fed out front. Josh Dixon controls. He's going to ice the puck. Columbus controls. 56 seconds left on the two-man advantage. Dixon, Polidor, and Albano on defense for the Capitals. Puck squirts down in the zone, and Columbus ices it. They're going to bring it back into their zone for a faceoff. 46 seconds remain on the power play. 1 minute 18 left to go in the second period. Going to bring Leif Aguilar on the ice. He replaces Josh Dixon. Anthony Albano is skating off. Wes Colosia on now. So we're going to have Wes Colosia, Paxton Polidor, and Leif Aguilar for the Capitals. 2 men down against the Blue Jackets, holding a 7-0 advantage. Face-off in the Blue Jackets zone. Controlled by the Capitals. Paxton Polidor dumps it down into the corner. Battle remains up the far boards. Paxton Polidor and Wes Colosia holding the zone. Columbus controls. Shuffles it up to center. Leif Aguilar pinches up momentarily. Now in retreat. 3-on-2 advantage momentarily for Columbus. Sends it wide. Shot blocked. Controlled by Paxton Polidor up the near boards. He's going to carry it into the neutral zone. He's 3-on-1 against the Blue Jackets. Carries it into the Blue Jackets zone. Shuffles back to center. Around down the right side. He's going to get a shot. Goal scored. Bar down. Paxton Polidor. Massive shorthanded goal. That's going to put the Capitals Hockey Academy up 8-0. Down 3 to 5 men. Finds a way to skate around the Blue Jackets Hockey Club players. Takes it end to end for the bar down goal. Remaining on the ice for the Capitals, Wes Colosia now at center, Leif Aguilar and Paxton Polidor. Blue Jackets gain the zone, whistle. Playing off an offsides call here. Nine seconds remain on the two-man advantage. Wes Colosia Leif Aguilar and Paxton Polidor on the ice for the Capitals. Still down 2 men for the next 8 seconds. 38 seconds remain in the second period. 8-0 advantage for the Capitals Hockey Club. West Calusia controls the puck in neutral ice. Blue Jackets control. 2-man advantage is over. Gordy Strickler out off the bench like a rocket. Gains the zone. Brings it in on goal. Blocker save. Juicy rebound in front. West Calusia with the follow-up goes wide. Puck up the near boards. Held in by Leif Aguilar. Down the near boards to West Calusia. He's going to get a shot right into the gut of the Columbus Blue Jackets goalie. Shot save. 11.4 seconds left to play in the second period. Caps Hockey Academy with the commanding 8-0 advantage over the Blue Jackets Hockey Club. We're going to have a face-off in the Blue Jackets zone to the right of their goaltender. On the ice for the Caps, Colin Disno at center. Wesley Locker-Laughlin at left wing. Coming on the ice is Magnus, numero uno. And a defense are Gordy Strickler and Leif Aguilar. Face-off, back to Aguilar. DDD pass to Strickler. Strickler on goal. Shot in front, blocker saved by the goalie. 5.1 seconds remain in the second period. Face-off once again to the right of the Blue Jackets goalie. Disno wins the pass back to Aguilar. Aguilar shuffles backwards. He's going to hold it and dump it down deep, and that's going to take us to the end of the second period. Blue Jackets with a commanding lead over Capitals Hockey Academy with a commanding lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club as we bring it into the second period. And we're about to get rolling on the third period in the championship final of the Bauer-Nasher Showdown. Capitals Hockey Academy in red against the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club in white. On the ice to start the third for the Caps Hockey Academy, Colin Disno at center, flanked by Donovan Schreiner at the left wing and Gavin George at the right. Leif Aguilar and Gordy Strickler back on defense. Battle for the puck at center ice. Gavin George sends it close to the near boards, carries it down into the corner. Gavin George going to take a shot on goal. Blocker save. Juicy rebound out in front. Nobody there. Donovan Schreiner fell down in front of the goal. Columbus controls. They're going to get out of their zone. Temporarily sent up the middle. Now it's controlled by Leif Aguilar. Carrying through neutral ice. Gains the Blue Jackets zone. Leif Aguilar fires a shot sent wide by their goaltender. Up along the boards. Gordy Strickler is going to hold it in for the Caps Hockey Academy at the blue line. He fires a shot down on goal. Tipped by Colin Disno, but wide of the goal. Blue Jackets send it up and around the boards. They're going to control the puck through neutral ice. Now there's a race for the puck into the Capital zone. Leif Aguilar speeds back on the back check, gets it, pass right out in front of the goal to Gordy Strickler. Dangerous play, but worked out for the Caps there. There we go, Strickler up center ice. Flanked by Gavin George. Sends it over. Oh, there's a trip, a blatant trip. Dangerous play there as Colin Disno went head first into the boards. Luckily stopped short of anything damaging happening there. Capitals are going to go a man up for a minute and 30 due to that trip on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Number 10 going to the box. Face off to the right of the Blue Jackets. goaltender in the Capitals offensive zone. It's going to be Wes Colosi at center, flanked by Joshua Dixon and Alex Tam. Tam battling for the puck down in the corner, sends it back up to Anthony Albano at left D. Shuffles it over to Paxton Polidor. Paxton moves in. Shot on goal. Goes through the crease and safely out to the other side. Controlled by Albano. Aggressively brings it down on goal. Takes a shot. Save, Blue Jackets. Puck is cleared out, but now out of the zone. Pelusia takes a shot from the point. Deflected down. It's loose in front of the goal. Shot. Score. Alex Tam. The Tam. Vote for Tammany. Alex Tam is going to put the Caps Hockey Academy up. I believe the score is now 9-0. Commanding lead with 11:04 left to play in the third period. Had a chance to catch up with Paxton Polidor in between periods. Asked him what was the secret to his massively shorthanded 3-on-5 bar-down goal where he went end-to-end and carved up the Blue Jackets defense. He told me simply his hair and walked away from me. Now on the ice for the Capitals Hockey Academy, Colin Disno, number 19 at center, flanked by Magnus, numero uno. And I believe Wesley Laughlin in the green laces. Anthony Albano and Paxton Polidor on defense. Face-off goes into the neutral zone. Anthony Albano fighting for the puck around the blue line of the far boards. Albano and Disno fighting for the puck. Blue Jackets gain it, send it out in front, off the blocker and dangerously out in front. Ortiz keeps it clean, but the Blue Jackets control. Now Wesley Locker up to Magnus, who has a breakaway. One-on-one with the goaltender. Magnus goes wide, shot, and score. Capitals Hockey Academy have taken complete control of this one. With 9:52 left to play, we are in a running clock right now in the final of the Bauer Nasher Showcase. Caps Hockey Academy pouring it on, regrouping at the bench, bringing it out. It's going to be Wes Colosi at center, flanked by Gavin George at right wing, Donovan Schreiner at left wing, Gordy Strickler and Leif Aguilar on defense. Blue Jackets dump it deep. Controlled behind the goal by the Caps. Gordy Strickler and Leif fighting for it. Gavin George controls the puck across center ice. Passes it up to Wes Colosi, flanked by Donovan Schreiner on his left. Wes takes a shot. It goes wide. Donovan Schreiner with the puck down the middle. He sends it out in the center, but it is stopped by the Blue Jackets. Columbus intercepts in the middle. They are going to clear the zone, bring it across center ice, dump it into the Capitals zone. It's going to be controlled by Leif Aguilar. He makes a tight turn with speed, brings it up to Gavin George along the near boards. It's going to cross center ice, momentarily gain the Blue Jackets zone. They'll send it quickly out. Blue Jackets gain the Capitals zone. Taken away by Gordy Strickler. Did not get it out of the game, out of the zone. Shot. Ooh, glove save by Jackson Ortiz. Battle against the far boards over there with Wes Colosi. Capitals are going to take control of the puck, send it back out towards the blue line, but not out. Shot down, deflected wide by Jackson Ortiz. Battle in the near corner. Sent up, but not out. DDD pass intercepted by Donovan Schreiner. He has a breakaway with Wes Colosi. Battling. Columbus back checks effectively and is able to shut that down. Tries to clear the zone. Intercepted by Paxton Polidor. And we're going to get a whistle. And we're going to open the box again. Number 10, frequent visitor of the penalty box for the Columbus Blue Jackets. And with the running clock, we have 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third period. Capitals Hockey Academy fully in control of this one. Face-off goes back through the neutral zone. Paxton Polidor controls. Sends it up the ice to Joshua Dixon. Back into the Blue Jackets zone where they control. Wrap it around the boards. Albano pursues up the boards. Now it shoots down into the Capitals zone for icing. will bring the puck back to the Blue Jacket zone. Faceoff's going to be to the right of their goaltender. Capitals Hockey Academy with the commanding lead in this one. Running clock, 6:45 left to play in the third period of the Bauer Nasher Championship game. Disno wins the puck back to Albano. D-to-D pass over to Paxton Polidor, who dumps it down into the corner. Josh Dixon's going to chase it down there. He's got Alex Tam out front. Dixon controls. Centers it back to Colin Disno. Shuffles in, takes a shot on goal. Bounces in front of the goal, and it is in. That's going to be Alex Tam off the deflection into the goal. His second of the game. Tam and Josh causing chaos in front of the Blue Jackets goal, and it results in yet another score for the Capitals Hockey Academy. 6 minutes left to play in the third period. On the ice for the Capital, Wes Closie at center, Magnus at right wing, Wesley Locker-Laughlin at left wing, Gordy Strickler and Leif Aguilar on defense. Blue Jackets gain the Capital zone. Leif Aguilar hustles over into the corner, controls the puck behind the net. He's going to carry it. He's got speed. Cut off by the Blue Jackets, but right there is Gordy Strickler to pick up where Leif left off. Wesley Locker controls the puck up along the far board, sends it into the Blue Jacket zone just for a second before they clear it out. Comes back up the ice to Gordy Strickler. He dumps it ahead to Wes Colusia along the near boards. Wes down in the corner. Battle for the puck. He's going to take it around the net. Collision right in front of us near the blue line. Colusia back up the ice to Leif Aguilar, who has the puck, makes a nifty move back to center, but loses control of the puck. Blue Jackets able to get it out of the zone. Magnus controls the puck near center ice. He has Wes Colusia and Wesley Locker-Laughlin with him. Leif Aguilar D-to-D pass to Gordy Strickler up to Magnus along the right side. Capitals gain the zone along the near boards. Magnus shuffles back to center ice, passes to Wesley Locker-Laughlin. Shot goes off his stick. Leif Aguilar able to hold the puck in. Wes Colusia down to battle in the far corner. Columbus controls, wraps it around behind the goal. They're going to bring it out. Attempts to enter the zone. Gordy Strickler steps up, stops the puck. Magnus takes over. He's going to get a shot on goal. No, tries to bring it back to center. Stopped by Columbus. Colin Disno spins in circles. Oh, splits two defenders, but gets tripped up, and we're going to get another Blue Jackets penalty here. Disno with a nice move to split two defenders. The only way they could stop him was to trip him. And for that, they're going to go down a man for another minute and 30. 4:03 left to play here in the third. Running clock again. This is going to take us under 4 minutes before the face-off occurs. On the ice for the Caps Hockey Academy, Colin Disno at center, flanked by Donovan Schreiner at the left wing, Gavin George at the right wing, Paxton Polidor and Anthony Albano are your defensive pair on the ice. Disno with the face-off. Blue Jackets control back right in front of their goal. Send it to the corner. Gavin George sends it around behind the net. Donovan Schreiner brings it out. He sends it up to Disno. Oh, Disno loses it, and the Blue Jackets are going to have a breakaway. 1-on-none. Jackson Ortiz out of his net. Steps up. Save in front. Rebound is there. Ortiz is up to the task. All alone in front of his goal. He shuts down Columbus. Preserves the clean sheet momentarily. Caps respond. Goalie massively out of his crease. Off the shot by Paxton Polidor. Caps control behind the goal. Colin Disno wraps around in front. Sends it back out. Anthony Albano at the point. He fires a shot on goal and gets it! The A-train, Anthony Albano from the point. Shoots and scores.
I'm not trying to take some away from him.
2 minutes and 45 seconds remain in the third. Capitals Hockey Academy continue to pour this on. You can tell that they took the physical play by the Blue Jackets at the end of the last game personally, and they came ready to go today. On the ice for the Caps Hockey Academy, Wes Colusia at center, flanked by Josh Dixon and Alex Tam. Capitals control the puck. Wes Colusia up the ice, gains the zone alongside Tam and Josh Dixon. Great defensive play by the Blue Jackets to take it over, shuffle it down. And this is going to go. Jackson Ortiz grabs it, covers, and freezes it with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to play in the third period. Caps Hockey Academy comfortably in front in this score. Face-off's going to occur to the right of Jackson Ortiz in the Capital Zone. Wes Calisi at center. Josh Dixon. Alex Tam, Gordy Strickler. Leif Aguilar on the ice for the Capitals. Puck down in the Blue Jackets zone. Picked up by Dixon. Dixon fires a shot. Blocker save. Pushed wide by the Blue Jackets goalie. He's been under siege today. Gordy Strickler holds the puck in. Fires one deep. It's going to ricochet behind the net where Dixon's going to pursue. Get it out in front. Quick shot. Score! Backhand. Josh Dixon from his knees through the 5-hole. And the Caps Hockey Academy are pouring it on the Blue Jackets. We're under a minute and 20 to play here in the third period of the Bauer Nasher Championship final game between the Caps Hockey Academy and the Columbus Blue Jackets Hockey Club running clock. This is going to take us down to a minute before this face-off. Colin Dizano on the ice, flank 5 Magnus, and Wesley Locker-Laughlin. Face-off back to Paxton Palador, controls it around the blue line, shuffles it up to Magnus. Magnus battling for the puck along the near boards along with Colin Dizano and Paxton Palador. Dizano controls, goes right around the Blue Jackets. He's going to bring it back to center. He's going to take a shot. It's deflected wide of the goal. Locker controls the puck down behind the net, shoots it out in front. Oh, almost deflected off the back leg of the Blue Jackets goalie, but safely into the corner where Dizano controls. Does the circles, sends it out in front. Blue Jackets with a nice defensive play to clear that away from danger. Palador battles for the puck right around center ice. Continuing to battle in the neutral zone, under 20 seconds to play. Palador controls, shoots it over to Anthony Albano, up the ice to Wesley Locker-Laughlin. Under 10 seconds to play, Blue Jackets control. They're going to get it up through the neutral zone. They may have one last shot here. Anthony Albano back-checking, knocks the stick away, and this is going to ice it. Clean sheet for Jackson Ortiz. Capitals Hockey Academy is going to take this one. And a massive rout of the Blue Jackets Hockey Club. Blue Jackets played an extremely competitive series overall. For those of you that were able to catch the first and second game, these two teams, it was a dogfight. In this game, totally one-sided though. Caps Hockey Academy going to bring home the banner from the Bauer Nasher Showcase here in Columbus, Ohio. They came to play today, 5-0 on the weekend, and they're going to leave Columbus champions. Catch the handshakes here at the end of the game. Thanks everybody for watching.
Dom the mascot.
Ricky, it's just like when you're in China when you're kids with Dom.
Well, they got rings. That's so cool. All right. Good work. Good work.
Thank you, Nick.